Wait, how do you do it? Boop. I don't know where the camera is. So, welcome to Bottom of the Bounce again. And look, I have straight hair. I did it today. It takes a long time, so enjoy this moment of straight hair. Brought to you by the letter F. Just channeling my inner Roy Kent. If you haven't seen Ted Lasso, do so. There's my TV plug. Great show. Great show. If you don't like the F-bomb, don't watch it. But not like it, but if it offends you, this might not be your show. If you're okay with cursing, it's the happiest, loveliest, most amazing TV show. Ted Lasso. Go see it. Anyhow, welcome to Bottom of the Bounce. Things have been happening. Things have been thinging. Some good things. Some rough things. We're still going through bankruptcy things. We are still trying to get things in order for that. We are still trying to kind of maneuver some things that will make that payment less, because the bankruptcy we did, we're paying everybody back basically, and that's really cool, except for it is hard to be like, we are in financial straits, which if you don't know why we are, go back to the beginning of this. But it's hard because you have to kind of hit a really rock bottom before you decide to do the bankruptcy thing. So I have two pieces of advice as a girl that's in it. One, this is the most expensive thing I have ever done in my entire life. My God. Two, if you're going to have to do that in the beginning. The attorney actually told us most people wait 2 years too long. And I think at first when I heard that, I was thankful we weren't those people. And now I think we are those people. Hindsight being 2020, because 2020, Barbara Walters, you. And the reason I say that is we didn't start hitting bad things till like 2.5 years ago. So 2 years ago, we were still hopeful and joyful, and we weren't in this position. And sorry, too much hair. We weren't in this position. And so they didn't even cross our minds that we would be here. We didn't see it. Now, 2.5 years later, yeah, it might have been cool to have done this before, maybe not 2 years ago, but before we did, because the one that we did was where we're paying back. We are paying back medical bills. We are paying back. We didn't even have any credit cards. Ours was basically just, we're going to pay you back because we don't have anything. But it is still hard. It is hard. That what it does is it adds another payment. You're going to an attorney saying, we're broke, uncle, we're done. We have no money. Let's declare bankruptcy. And what the attorney ultimately says back to you is, cool, here's another payment for you to afford. Just let that sink in. So you're broke. Now you have a new payment. It's almost like being broke and buying a new car, only you don't get the car. Isn't that cute? So yeah, if you are hitting something, it is better to visit that bankruptcy earlier rather than waiting. Learned that. The other thing that I can tell you is, yeah, it adds another payment to you. When they told me that, they said they were not the only people. I've also addressed this. Go get a job. Supplement the photography thing, because I was having to restart the photography thing. Go get another job. I did that. The problem with me getting another job was I didn't really have job experience. I did. I've always owned my own business, so I didn't have a lot of being an employee experience. So I took what I thought was a great situation. And now I have a job where I'm gone from the house 12 hours a day, and photography is so hard to make happen when I'm trying to do things from 5 a.m. till 8:30 in the morning, and then I get ready in 30 minutes and I leave the house by 9 so I can be at work by 10, and I'm leaving work 7:30-ish and I'm getting home 8:30-ish, but I need to go to bed at 9:30. there is not a lot of creativity rising to the top or desire to be I have the desire. It's just it's now cold outside. I used to love to go outside and paint in the mornings. I haven't done it. It's cold. I'm tired. I am doing 10,000 steps a day on tile. My feet hurt. I could whine about this for freaking ever. So things are thinging, you know. I got another payment, but now I have a job that doesn't pay what photography could pay. We could go on and on, but we won't because we're at the bottom of the belts. We're going up. So a couple of things. We're working on lowering the bankruptcy payment. There's a couple of different things that we can kind of finagle in order to do that. That would be epic. Looking at what I can do so I'm not spinning my wheels at the full-time job. I have applied to places. I have applied for some photography things. I have applied for at-home photography work in addition to what I'm doing, and I am trying to be really, really committed to making fine art to sell. Hang on, I'm sniffy. It's cold. So we just did that because I don't want to re-record. Deal. All 2.5 of you that watch this. Anyhow, so I'm going to make this podcast for the next 10 minutes or so, just kind of for my own look back, right? This is kind of my little diary, if you will. And I'm going to say what I hope I'm jump starting right now. I hope I am getting a full-time job that pays enough money that it will take the pressure and stress off of my photography and art. Hear that. I don't want to stop my photography business. Fly Hippie is in my soul. It is who I am. When I got the job I have now, I literally cried every day. I got the job and had to wait 3 weeks before I started it. And I painted outside every single day. I have never been so tan in my life. I cried. Every time I said that, I was so terrified. I know I mentioned this before. I was so terrified I was going to be an employee and not an artist. I've got a little bit of perspective on that now, that I'm actually okay being an employee. I'm okay with it. If it will pay the bills, I am okay with it, because what it will do, it doesn't mean I'm not an artist. It doesn't mean I'm not a photographer. What it'll do is it'll take the pressure off of the art, which the job I have now has not done. So now focusing in on what I hope. Whatever job it is, whether this job starts producing a little bit more money, whether it's a new job, whether I end up with a side job that it's also an employment situation, whatever those jobs are, I want them to pay the bills and take the pressure off the art. So speaking from me now to next year, what I want to accomplish is all the bills be paid. All the bills be paid. I'm not asking to win the lottery. I'm not asking to buy a new house. I am not asking to buy a new Maserati. I am not asking for any of that. I'm asking for security where we are now. I want to be able to easily pay my house payment, pay the bankruptcy payment. We have that for the next 5 years. Pay that. Pay the car. Just have the security that everything is paid. That's what I want. Next year, I want that to be done. I want that to be done. So within that, what would that bring you, Robin? Right? Like, we all want more money. What would that bring you? You know what I would love? Like, I envision driving to work, and then when I'm driving home, I can stop by the gym. I can stop and take yoga class. I can stop and take Zumba. I can learn belly dance from my friend Raina. I'm just going to say her belly dance name. I can get back in shape. I can work off some of the stress that I've been feeling, where art does a beautiful job of getting rid of stress. feeling healthy and feeling good will help that immensely. And I want to do that. I want to get back into shape. I want to be able to have, teeth fixed and go to the doctor and get checkups and be healthy. I want, those are the things that I want. Like speaking into next year, the things that I am speaking into existence, security and health is basically what it boils down to. It's not even vanity and keeping up with any Joneses. I love those Joneses. I don't need to keep up with them. I want security. I want health. Like that would be for me. The health would also obviously be for my husband, who thankfully is supposed to be tested to see who can match him for a new kidney. And that should happen in the next week or two, I think. This time he's already had a transplant, as we just discussed before. Government is very, very different this time around. And so last time he had a kidney by this mark in time. This time around, there's been a lot more red tape. There's been a lot more Medicare issues and Medicaid and requirements and things you need. And it's been stupid this time. We still don't have disability 2.5 years in. So you know what? Instead of hoping that the right thing be done with disability and somebody who can't work actually gets it, not bitter. Instead of hoping for disability, I am hoping for a kidney. Right? I don't want the guy to get disability at this point. I don't see it happening. The government is shut down right now, and they weren't doing anything with disability before that, as far as I can tell. So that isn't going to be the wish. The wish is going to be the kidney. The plan is going to be the kidney. The plan is health. Like that is what we're going on. He is on the same page. He is trying to get healthy. He is trying to do all that he can do to be in the best shape he can be in by the time he gets a kidney. And I need to be doing the same thing for myself. And you know what? You need to be doing the same thing for yourself too. Whatever that looks like for you, whatever it looks like. If it is getting a checkup, if it is walking around the block, if it is doing yoga, if it's meditating, if it's healthy, comes in all the different ways, right? So be healthy. I also know, like, there's so many of us. I talk to a lot of people. There's so many of us that are financially struggling right now. I know I am not the only one. So you know what? We just have to keep moving forward. You just have to do what you can do. You cut out what you can't afford. And I know I am speaking from our bills are this, and I decided to get a second job so I could try and cover it, and the job pays this. I get that. If I cut out every extra thing, I still can't afford it. What I make at the job, the full-time job that I got, does not even cover my bankruptcy payment. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. So it also does not cover the house payment. If I chose one of those bills, what I work full time for does not even pay for one of those bills, which is why I stress so hard over photography and art. It has to pay the bills, which is hard when I'm gone all the time. So if you're struggling, I hugely get it. And sometimes you can't cut enough out so what's coming in covers it. I get it. You know what? If we had disability, it would help. If I had a great job, it would help. If we both had great jobs, it would help. Like, I get the helpful thing. I get that. So when the advice rolls in, get a second job, get a third job. Let me tell you, that has been said that I should get a third job. I am up at 5 a.m. promoting photography. I go to networking things in the mornings sometimes. I am doing all I can do to restart my business out of my home. I am up at 5 a.m. doing it. I am then driving an hour to work 12 hours, basically. Once you take drive time, it's 9 because we don't get a lunch. and I get back at like 8:30 at night. I'm tired. At 8:30 at night, to get a third job, that would be when I would have to go to it, right? I would have to get off work at like 7:30 and then go to work to have the second job. So the second job that I get, that I'm trying to get, I told you I've applied for second jobs. They have to be photography jobs. I need to be photographing in my house. That way, you know what? I can come home and I can work while I'm eating dinner. I can work till it's time to go to bed for that hour or two or whatever it is. I can get up at 5 in the morning. If I'm doing product photography, I can do that at 5 in the morning. Like I do studio lighting, so I can do that. That's why I'm looking for that. But I also see you for the people that are struggling also, and someone comes at you with, well, go get a better job, go get a second job, go get a third job. Sometimes we're doing all we can do, and a third job doesn't even make freaking sense because there's not time, there's not resources. If you have children, what? So many things. So I have heard some really scratchy advice, and I know I'm not the only one in a sticky situation. We're all doing what we can do. So I see you if you're doing it. So what the homework is today is, what do we see for next year? What do we see for next year? What are we doing? What are we focusing on? What does it look like? Like my next year looks like I have the bills paid. What job I am doing pays my bills. I know what that number is. I know what number I need to make, and my bills will be paid. I know what it is. Let it also be said, I've never made that number in my life. Here we go. I'm going to make that number. And when I make that number, I am going to do right by myself, and I am going to give back to myself too. I'm going to work out. I'm going to take care of myself. I am going to eat right. I am going to do all of the things. A lot of that I'm doing right now. I mean, I'm getting my 10,000 steps a day. I work retail. It's not necessarily a healthy 10 steps a day, so I need to do better at that. I want to do other things. So I'm doing what I can, but that is absolutely what I see for next year. Next year, it is going to look a little bit different. It's going to look the same. Those have been my goals for this year, but I have my number now, and I am not going to sell myself short. I am going to go get that number. So if you're one of the 3.5 people that listen to my my therapy, if you will, tell me. I keep asking you guys to talk to me. Thank you, cousin Mikey, for always answering me. I love you. What does your next year look like? Not what your goals are, not the goals. We're going to assume you hit the goal, right? My goal is to, if your goal is to have your bills covered too, what does it look like? Mine looks like I get to really focus on me a little bit more. What does yours look like? What is your goal? Your goal might not be money oriented. Maybe it's to stop chasing money and to spend more time at home. So once you do that, what does it look like? What does it feel like? Why do you want to do that? Like, what's the next layer of what your goal is, right? I want to know, because I know mine is, I'm sick of being stressed out. So next year is not going to be stressed out. Next year is going to be healthy. It's going to be secure. And now I'm putting it out online. It is spoken to the universe and posted on YouTube. So tell me, what is yours? I want to know. Like, if we can all get together, speak it to the universe, we'll be happy little campers. All right. I still haven't painted my thing because it's been crazy. So you're going to see me turn it off. Boop. Love you guys. Love you, love you. Turning it off? No.